Beautiful people, welcome to the voice of evolution. Oh, I would say welcome to the jungle. Remember that song, that walking song, Welcome to the Jungle? Just listen to it, look it up on YouTube, because it's playing out a big time. And the biggest split shift is starting out right now, and in the incoming 6 months, we are going to see that shift. You either choose the mask, the vaccines, the 5G, or you choose to live in authenticity and bring your voice out. There is no reason at all to be afraid. We do not want child trafficking. We do not want our children to be vaccinated and brains going into oblivion, into insanity, and that is what we will witness. And it's going to be a very historical platform which we will see in the incoming 6 months. So taking responsibility for your energy is loving your energy in the first place, and loving your energy is giving self the best of the best that is out there, and that is supreme light, eternal, and bringing yourself back in your direct connection to your source, and having conversations from spark to spark, because what is going to play out is not going to be a pretty picture. And I never thought it was going to happen, but it is happening. The big evacuation is happening right now. People are screaming it out, and there is going to be a shortage regarding foods, nutrition, etc. So I would strongly advise people to move into strength of character and start building new nutrition inside out from light first. Opens the higher levels of love to self, opens the higher level of insight, a new philosophical room from self. And the best way still to do it is to go to a 7-day fast process in which you reorganize your entire organism and detach completely, disconnect completely from your former lifestyle, which is a killing field actually. So if we are awake of what is happening, our foods are being injected with massive toxins, and you know, if you look at the pharmaceutical industries, everything is being injected. So let's drink pure spring waters, juice as much as you can, even if you have to take at least 4 juices to have the nutrients of one single juice these days. It's the way it is. Acceptance is number one. One, the symbolism of acceptance through the body, and tell yourself, I am immune to disease, immune to disease. I am immune to disease, and your cells will take that over. And so detachment, disconnection is one thing. On the other hand, we also need to move into a light space of tranquility. Tranquility will assist you with your emotions and gain clarity. Moving out of the emotional body, the mental body that doesn't know how to decipher falseness from truth, is what is playing out on a higher level as well. Because you know, if one thing doesn't work, they will try out a higher level. So also they are playing out one game after the other. So the only thing we need to do is checkmate the governments, and the more voices we can gather, the more effect it will have, because more and more truths will come up in the incoming months. What we've seen up till now is about 20%, I guess, with child trafficking, everything that is termed the mask and I mean, if you look at the records of how many people die from a simple flu, and how many die from actually suicide, then well, the picture is pretty clear that there is absolutely no reason for social distancing for the few thousands of deaths we've had through corona, because viruses have been around all of the time, eons ago. So we are all here with a larger assignment. You are necessary. Your voice needs to be heard. It is imperative that you talk out and not be afraid. So putting yourself even in a light bulb, create a light bulb, a very dark blue light bulb, and put the word in golden letters tranquility in it, so you can get into a peaceful platform and reinvestigate yourself in where you want to go. You either want to go into the evacuation of sickness and disease, or go onto the new world that is opening up and termed light out, and gathering with many people, assisting them, because we all need to support each other very deeply these days. So also, as I talked in my former video, going through a process of a 7-day fast will bring a high level of relief in the body, because your cells need to relax from everything we have suffered over the past 6 months, and to prepare ourselves to gain a lot more mental and psychological strength apart from fitness. Fitness is just excellent to defeat duality, because you can just blow it out through your muscles and gain a lot more mental strength as well. So I recommend that as well. And other than that, just dance. Start dancing in the morning. Do not listen to the media, the news anymore, and gather with people, talk to people, and inform them about what it actually means. And there are so many physicians and doctors out there on YouTube speaking the truth out. So they all say there is no reason for social distancing, no reason to wear a mask, because I mean, coronavirus has just been invented to bring your brains completely into oblivion, into which you start living a virtual reality. That virtual reality that is moving through the banking system, taking your bank account away if we do not work with paper money. So I recommend, do not pay with your bank card, pay with liquid money, and do not allow it speak out. It is a a necessity actually, because not speaking out means you comply, you consent, you agree whatever the governments are bringing through. And so those who are hit the most are of course children, youth, and the elderly. Like a lot more has been hidden for such a long time, so a lot more will come to the forefront of reality. So I would also recommend, please keep away from any animal foods. It was never meant to feed human consciousness, as we take over the instinct of the animals, which we'll see playing out in the insane brains, and how that will regulate. So also yes, I would actually like to know where you're at with your fitness, with your level of meditation. What is it that you do actually? How do you connect? It's interesting to share that with people, because up to my investigation, there is as much manipulation, control, and abuse in the spiritual movement as there is on any other movement. And that is lying on high levels, and these people crumble as well, because these truths will come out as well. So when you want to move into truth and your own authenticity and capacity, it means you refine the body every day, and with it comes the refinement of the brain and your psychology, and moving in a philosophical womb with many people. So these days, yeah, I think it's playing out differently in every country. And what I do over here is I especially support the smaller shops. So I buy my food in the small shops, and especially not in Walmarts and stuff like that. Um, so as we don't have any good farmers over here where I can buy my food, that is what I do, and live a lot on the herbal kingdoms and natural nutrients through teas, and dried food are excellent as well. So that is what you can teach your children as well. Uh, if the food industry is going to run out, how will we be able to feed ourselves is a bigger question and a big concern actually, because people are not aware of how to they can uplift their breathing system into a sixth dimension in which they can live on light and breathe through light, because the body needs to go to quite a process of refinement, elimination of toxins, and so on, and move the body at least in a celestial vibration to be able to breathe mana or living light, and assist the intake of nutrients through the element kingdom. So communication with the elements, the devas, the nymph, the sylphs, everything out there is very important, and becoming more and more aware and teaching that to your children is as important as teaching it to yourself. So yeah, you become actually your own research. So going within and becoming sort of a hermit and choosing a different pathway is also imperative at this time, because the old ways will not work any longer. So yeah, I would love to know what is your take on that, and how would you move through that, because I've been talking as well about building these forest gardens, but then again we need a place to build these forest gardens and gather people to do that and how to do that. And so let's see whatever governments are coming up next week, because here we have a second lockdown coming through in Belgium. And I see many cities as well over in Australia, United States, and the fun thing, what I heard, my son currently is in Australia, and he traveled out of Melbourne just before the lockdown. Just, you know, his intuition was very high. And now he's in Sydney. He's traveling up north, up to Perth and Queensland, because people don't act as if there is something like a virus going on over there. There's hardly any social distancing, and so as he's saying, there's also coming a second wave of lockdown over Sydney. So he just travels, and his job allows that, so that is great. So I'd like to know about where you live and how things play out there, and if people that have medical condition do need to wear a yeah a face mask, or do they have to put on a face shield actually, which is worse. So let me know that, and what you would like to hear about in the incoming months to support each other to support our children because they are being hit massively. So let's talk about these things, and other than that, just dance and dance, play the music, dance, defeat duality, put yourself into a light bulb, and try to find your tranquil space in order for your brain levels to catch up from what we've suffered the past months, and in order to prepare your body to move into a higher level of strength and higher capacity, because that will be needed. As I feel right now, the bigger evacuation is already happening because people cannot keep up with what the body needs at this point in time. Okay, thank you so much for being with me, and yeah, look at the 2 books I've written and write out a new plan with that book, and that goes into the manifesto paradigms, or work with the book of the I am presentation, because the I am is going to matter. These are all the energy fields around us that are very important. So there's about 5 or 6 I am mantras with every card that goes with it. So I created actually oracle cards with my art, and they are about the elements, the water composition, the air, the fire, how to pull that through. And if you pull 1 card a day and get yourself moving through the mantras, that will uplift you massively as well. So check that out. I will have the link in the description box. These are small support systems actually that can support you. So a bit of fitness, a bit of fasting, doing the mantras, and working with the elements to invent actually new nutrients, which will come to the forefront as well, is very, very beautiful. And for those willing to move into the bigger picture of themselves, moving into the authenticity of self and into a light embodiment, creating a light embodiment with the light grids and moving with all universes and with what is happening right now. That is a course that goes over 5 days, along with breaking the barriers to old mentality. So if you have that, you actually coordinate or come in alignment with all the masters, the angelic kingdoms, and all the entities, teams of light on the other side. So you merge with the same light body, and that is important to understand, because you will find yourself back. And when you find yourself back, your authenticity, there's no way you're manipulating or controlling you, because you become so strong in your voice, and you just pull that through. Okay, thank you, bye.